I'm Ridgely, and this is Ridgely's Radar. So today I thought, why not do my makeup live with you? Now this is, I think, the second time I have gone live, so I don't really know how this stuff works on here. So bear with me. If you comment, I might miss it. I may need to put on my glasses because I am a mature woman and I need my glasses to read all the things on the screen. But with that said, I am gonna put my hair back to make it easier so you can see my face, and we will get going into doing our makeup together. If you were familiar with my channel, I am an independent artist with Seint, which is a cream-based makeup, which is the best makeup for mature women, for women over 50. So if you are looking for a very simple, natural, minimal makeup, you're in the right place. And with that said, let's just get going because I don't want to spend a lot of time doing my makeup. I want it to be flawless and pretty and natural, but it's not about taking forever to do your makeup. It is hot. I am in Florida. That's where I live. And everything that I need is in this one palette like this. So I have eyeshadows, I have brow wax down here, and then a little balm. And then on the top layer, I have the makeup for my face, contour, a illuminator, bronzer, and some lip and cheeks. And I've been having a really good time using even a smaller palette for like when I want to go to the beach or I want to do something really, really minimal. And so you can do something just as small as this, which is an 8 palette. These are all different lip and cheeks. I've got 2 glosses. I love gloss. And then my 2 main shades, a brightener, a color corrector, a bronzer, and an illuminator. So you can go as minimal as you want with the makeup. So let's just go in with the bigger one. I am gonna do just a very natural, minimal makeup, like I said. So I like to use my fingers. I've already prepped my face. I don't have sunscreen on today. I plan on being inside most of the day, and so I'm not gonna be putting on sunscreen. So I have moisturizer on. I'm gonna use my fingers to apply. Now, if you are not a finger, application type of person, we have tons of double sort of sided brushes that you can use to apply your makeup. But for me, I'm very tactile. I like to feel the makeup and see how it is. And that's how I teach the makeup. And that's how all my clients do their makeup as well. Because if you're following me, you know that that's how I like to do the makeup. So I'm gonna go in here. Now, I am almost running out of my brightener. The coolest thing with the makeup is all these tins can pop out of your palette, and if you're running low, you can pop it out, you can heat it up, and then get all the product out of all the corners and things like that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of my lightest shade right here, and I do need to replace this one, but I love to get just the every single drop of it as I can. So this is where I like to put my brightener down the middle of my face like this. And again, just where I need it. Now I'm gonna take my color corrector and my brightener with my finger, a little tap of both, and I'm gonna put it on my eyelids. Now this is going to minimize, I don't know if you can see like the redness right here, that's gonna minimize the redness, and it's going to brighten my eyelids and act as a primer. I'm gonna take the same color corrector and minimize this redness on my skin, and I have some scars and things, so this is gonna do that. Now it looks orange on my skin, and it is a little bit of an orange because the orange is gonna counteract the redness on my skin. And if you can see, if I come in close, it's a really thin layer, and that's the point. We don't wanna cake up our makeup on our mature skin. It's gonna show texture, it's gonna show wrinkles and lines, and it's gonna be cakey and hard, and it's gonna feel uncomfortable, and we want it to glow. We wanna look younger and more youthful, and we don't wanna draw attention to just the skin that is maybe not what you love on your face. So I'm just gonna put a little bit down here, and let me look in the mirror and make sure I fixed everything. And you know what? I forgot my mirror. So let me just move it aside. Hold on, let me get my mirror. Sorry, now you're gonna have to see see all this. I knew there was something missing on my desk. Oop, everything falls apart live. But that's real life, right? So let me get my mirror out because I wanna just look and make sure that, and I'm on a chair that's a ball. So this is all live. Real life with Ridgely, that's what we call it. Okay, so let me just make sure on here that, yeah, so that's exactly what I want it to look like. You know what, let me move some of these things back here so that works. Okay, so what do I do with my palette? Oh, here it is. So now that I've gotten this on right, I'm gonna take my blush and bronzer brush. It's a double-ended brush, and this end is the blush end, and it's a denser, soft, really soft brush, and I'm going to push the makeup into my skin like this. It's as easy as that. Just make sure that I don't have any hair, and I'm just gonna lightly push it into my skin and create a very even, very minimal light layer of skin. So, and then I'm gonna push it in right here in my eyelids, and you can see it's gonna create this really beautiful complexion. And like this, right? So hello to us here. Thank you for joining me on my over 50 makeup. So that has minimized and created a canvas on my face. Now, if you noticed, I didn't put any makeup here, on top of my forehead, anything like that. And the point of this makeup is one color goes in one place. So to do that, you just want to pick the right colors for your skin, which is what I do to help. Now, this is my main color, which I would put along my jawline, but I don't want to wear a lot of makeup today. I'm inside, like I said, I'm just gonna be working, doing computer work and things like that. But if I wanted a fuller coverage and I wanted to put some makeup here, this third color's for that. Now this up here is my contour, and I like to use the detail brush to apply my contour. The reason why this brush is so great is that it's got this flat edge right here, like that, and it's gonna create a really nice detail right here for my cheekbone, and then you can use it along your jawline, down here, under your chin. You can do it like this if you like as well. So many great options with this brush. And then it has a smaller end, which you could use for application if you wanted, like this. But I like using the flatter edge of the brush like this, and then I tap into my makeup like that, right? And then I'm gonna put it on my forehead because I have a very high forehead, and I want it to create a shadow. See how that kind of created this like little shadow right here versus over here where there's none? And this is going to help draw the eye down to your eyes, or someone else looking at you, down to your eyes like this. Let me just show you one eye. And you want to make sure that when you're doing it along your hairline, that you're making sure you rub it in, you're not putting a line like that. So you can see it's really subtle, but if you have 4 fingers high forehead, you definitely want to put some contour up here. If you have a smaller forehead, you may only want to put a little contour on either side. So those are things that are really, really important when you're figuring out the best way to do your makeup. And if you are interested in this makeup, I will link a color match form below. And that just means I help you with the right colors for your skin. But anyway, so that is adding a little contour there. And then I like to put some right here. And the key to doing contour on your cheekbones is you want to go from your ear down to your mouth, but not past your eye. So you really want to just put contour within that area right there. So just like that. And thank you for commenting and being here. But like I said in the beginning, at my advanced age of 57, it's very hard for me to read comments because it's so small on a phone. So, and then a little bit you want to put on your nose like this, right? So let me know if you are over 50, if you struggle, what are your struggles with your makeup, like that. And then like that. And then I could put some contour here and down, but I have more color on my neck and my chest being in the sun. So I don't want to put anything there to make it darker, right? Because my face is still a little lighter than my neck and chest right here. So I just want to leave it like that. So that's the extent of my contour. And then I'm going to pick up this palette because I really like these lip and cheeks. So I'm going to just use my finger again. You can use the brush if you prefer, but I kind of like using my finger like this, and then I can see it, and then go in again with the blush bronzer, blend it, and you can see if you can see in the camera, the kind of glow it gives your skin. And this is what you want, especially if you're a mature woman like I am. You want your skin to glow. You don't want it to be dry and cakey, and the less is much better. So then you can also, I don't know where I have a hair here, you can go in with the color and add it to your lip like that, right? And then I love a little illuminator. So I have another illuminator right here. I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna put that right here. Again, this is gonna add a little bit more sheen. Can you see that sheen on my cheek right here? Just adds this really pretty glow. So you don't wanna forget or be worried about illuminator. It doesn't have to be really shiny. It's just gonna give your skin that glow, and you can put a little bit down your nose and like that as well. The other thing that I love to use an illuminator for is on my eyelids, especially if I just want a very casual, natural look. I'll take my finger and just add it right here on my eyelid, and it'll create this really just pretty shimmer, and it won't be bad for crepey, mature eyes if you're worried about wearing eyeshadow at your age. The other thing I like to do is go into my bronzer, especially since I have more tan right now. If you can see on my arm, I'm gonna go in with my blush and bronzer brush on the other end, and I'm gonna tap into my bronzer just like this, and I'm going to add it like where the sun would hit. And this is just gonna warm up my face like this. And then again, you wanna put it kind of where the sun would go. So over your nose, on your cheeks like this, on your chin, and it's very light, it's very even. This is Bella bronzer. I love it because it's very thin and soft. It's not orange. There's no sheen to it. So it's just gonna be a beautiful, warm glow that you need for your skin, right? And it'll just warm up your skin. So that's everything that I've used. I used these two colors right here. I used the contour, the illuminator, and the bronzer. I did grab a lip and cheek from my other palette. I am not gonna use anything down here, but I am gonna go back to my contour. I'm gonna use my finger, my bronzer. I'm gonna use my finger, and look at this. This is so cool. Just add a little bronzer as a eyeshadow. See how that just lifted my eye and made my eye even more blue? See that? It's pretty cool, right? And then do a little bit on the other side to even it out. Like that. Okay, so that's everything that I'm using in my palette. And the next thing I need to do is we need to do our eyelashes. So I'm gonna go in with my eyelash curler. I am a huge eyelash curler person because I have very stubby, small eyelashes. Like sometimes I can't catch it. And just be careful when you're using an eyelash curler, right? And then I am loving, this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer. I love this. If you are thinking that you have fine or short or stubby eyelashes, because that's what I think, when you put this on, it's amazing how it just immediately lengthens your eyelashes. And I'll have all these things that I'm using linked below so you can see it. It's also on all my videos. So any video that you go to, you'll see all the makeup that I use and what I like every day. I don't know what happened to my voice. It's just like going. Okay. Oh, here, maybe you can see this one. And then you need to let it dry for a minute. So I'm gonna let that dry. And while I wait for it to dry, I am gonna take this little tiny, this is called Archangel. It's a little tiny eyebrow comb that has gel in it. And you just wanna, like that. Shape your eyebrows because it's really important that your eyebrows sort of stay and frame your face. So that's really, really important. So I love an eyebrow gel. If you don't want to do that, you could also, do I have my spoolie in here? Yeah, I do. You could use the line brush, which has a spoolie, and you could use brow wax. Now this looks clear, like there's nothing in it, but this is a brow wax. So you could also rub this in there and do your eyebrows. And you could take the other end, which is a slanted, and you could use your contour or an eyeshadow to fill in your eyebrows. So that's another great way to do it. But I just love the gel sometimes. It's just so easy. You just Go in and you're done. Okay, so now I think that my eyelashes are ready for mascara. Now, I am gonna be using the Voluminous Original. See, this is blackish brown. It's not black, it's blackish, I think black brown, which I kind of like for summer because it's softer, it's not so heavy. And I like to look down when I'm doing my, which I have to go down here. Look down, add my mascara. Like this. Do you make faces when you do your mascara? So yeah. See the difference? And then I do mascara on the bottom. That. See the difference? It's like so easy. So easy. Now, if you feel like you need more blush, then you can go right in. I feel like maybe I need a little bit more. You could take the same blush and you could just go in, tap into your color. I just feel like I want a little more color. Ooh, that's maybe too much. So let me blend that a little bit. I just feel like I need a little bit. Oh yeah, see now that gave a little bit more color. And then let me look in my mirror and see what I think. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell that's better. It just gave a little bit more oomph. And then for my lips, I did use, this is Huckleberry. So I used a little bit on my lip and then put a little bit more. And then I am gonna use sprinkles. Now this is, if you're a customer and you shop with Seint, which is the brand, you get rewards. And this is one of the freebies you can redeem your reward points for. So I love this color. It's like such a pretty pink. And that's it. That's my really easy, natural, minimal makeup for women over 50, mature women who want a really light application. They want to look like themselves, just a little bit better. And now I can go off and finish my day, and this is what it looks like. So yeah, so thank you so much for being with me today on my second live. I'm sorry that I missed. You are beautiful. Thank you. That is so nice. Hello, hello. Thank you all. I see I need to put my glasses on because I can't read the messages and the comments, and I don't even know how they work. So this is definitely an, oh, see, gotta put my glasses on. Look at this. So many fun people here. So thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, follow along. I have lots of beauty and hair and makeup tutorials on my channel. So have a great one. Thanks so much. I appreciate you being here.